Okay, everybody, here is a love reading. It's Tuesday, who knows anymore. This is gonna be on YouTube. I'm pulling from, so I got this hummingbird deck, which I waited on. I didn't buy it the first time I saw it, just so you know. But I did buy it the second time I saw it, which was yesterday because I was feeling sad in the mall, and that's just not good. And of all things to help uplift your spirits, hummingbirds bring joy. So I'm really feeling the birds. So then I wanted to do the crow tarot. Sorry for my random crap behind. I know I try to create this beautiful backdrop, and then that is spray to try to keep the cat from scratching the furniture. Anyway, so I was thinking birds. Birds always but birds are messengers. But I was feeling birds even more with this hummingbird thing because I haven't felt super connected to other birds other than crows, and I do feel the hummingbird. And then synchronistically or whatever, also right now this time of year here, you start to hear the Tweety like birds outside in the morning and stuff. I don't know if that happens after the solstice in a weird way, but I always notice birds tweeting in January, or at least I have in Colorado in years past. I would say it's maybe been a few years since I've noticed birds tweeting in January. I am hearing birds tweeting outside in January, despite it being cold. But those are actually the only two bird decks I realized I had, so I had to go with an animal oracle, the Seeker Oracle. And it made me want to get another bird deck. But something about the birds, the messengers, and not just my dark crows, not just your, so it's like this feeling of like integrating for me rather than the like birds of prey or predators, the like softer birds, messengers, the Tweety birds, and they have like they have a different vibration. They carry they're different types of messengers, but birds always being messengers. And of course, my last name is Wing, so I am kind of a bird myself. I'm like half woman, half horse, half bird, I don't know, half cat. So that's the vibe with that. But then also this really weird mystical deck my sister gave me. I never really used, and I used it last night, and I got some vibes off it, so I thought I'd share it. So also, you're not supposed to break the seal on it, so I haven't. I've only opened it through the bottom. It's like, what'll happen if I break the seal? I wonder. I don't know. So we're going to start with a few random messages from this deck. So again, this is your love reading. We have feminine, masculine, joint energy here. Let's see what's coming out for these two. Let's start with this Supra. It's called Supra... Yeah, Oracle. Supra Oracle. Psyche. Now, Psyche did come out last night for me as well. So this deck has no descriptions. Psyche is, of course, of Greek mythology. Maybe feeling a little crazy, but I would just suggest Googling these. These messages might not lead to much. We'll see here. Self. Interesting. I feel like what I'm going to do right now, because I want to keep this reading like short, like 20 minutes or so. I'm going to pull 5 cards from this deck for all of us. I encourage you to reflect on it. And I will try, maybe a goal for me could be to try to share a reading about it. Wow, the hidden. Like maybe tomorrow, but see, I say I'm going to do things and I don't, and then I look bad because I'm flaky like that. It's not that I don't want to. I have poor follow through. Psyche, self, the hidden. Interesting. Oh God, I gotta sneeze. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I've been having such intense sneezes today. Sincerity? Oh my God, stop. That just gave me a feel, you guys. That's why I said I had to pull, like I get a feel. Like there's no book descriptions. I don't really know what, but I'm like, oh wow, that gave me a feel. If that does not look like a divine masculine arm reaching out, I don't know. Sincerity. Okay. Wow. So psyche, self, the hidden, and sincerity. And also like with the hidden and the sincerity, it's like coming out of the dark. So it's kind of like it's been hidden. Oh, I don't know. This one feels like it needs to be pulled because it's sticking out. Oh, how beautiful. Manifestation. Stop. Just stop. I don't know why. I will share. Okay, I feel like one more, and I want to share like a reading regarding this perhaps later in the coming days. Nothing. Wow. Wow, the void. Now I gotta pull it in. Potential. Oh my God. Look at that. I'm sorry. Annoying. But I'm being genuine. When I do that, it's totally genuine and authentic. Wow. Nothing and potential. But do you see how this deck talks? Do you see how this deck talks? Okay, we hear you. We see you. We see you, deck, that I can't break the seal on. I wonder what will happen if I break the seal, if the readings will get all weird. Forgotten individuation. People do forget to individuate because they're too worried about other people. I tried to clean my table, but it's still kind of dirty, so we'll cover up this stain, sticky part I couldn't get off with the skull. We'll cover up this part with that part. Okay. What's coming out for these two today? Feminine energy. Let's get going here. The Ten of Cups. Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't know. The Ten of Cups is a card. It's just so funny. In my years of doing tarot, I get thrown whenever I pull the Ten of Cups because it's like this part of myself that will not allow myself to believe that the Ten of Cups is something for me totally. But I actually feel that it is, of course. But maybe now more than ever. So for you feminines out there, if you're like me too in that way, like your happy ending, a beautiful future, emotional fulfillment, not just what you provide for yourself, but what others, a relationship or companionship, something in the future. But it's what you want. There's no settling. The Ten of Cups is not a card of settling, you know? Move that out of the way. This is not a card of settling. This is a card of completion and happiness that comes through, I would say, not giving up on what you want, not giving up on what you love, not giving up on yourself in that way, because when we give up on what we truly love and what we truly want, we're really giving up on that part of ourself that is keenly aware of that. And also that part of yourself is connected to your purpose. It's connected to your higher self. It's connected to your truth. It's connected to your essence. And when you don't give up on that part of yourself, you will manifest your happy ending. Eventually, you will. I feel right now too, see how it's 7? I just saw the 7 and 3. So I feel like for this particular connection too, if you will, there's lots of other energies. There's other options, I think, for both parties, other energies. 7 of Cups is options. 3 of Cups is like, can be third party type stuff, you know? And there's 2 sets of crows here. There's two sets of crows here too, but I feel like working through that, working through options, working through what's out there helps you realize where you truly belong, which is home. And the 10 of Cups is a card of home. So it's like after a very long journey, there is going to be some happiness and fulfillment coming in here for the Divine Feminine. Let's see what else. And is that near future? I mean, honestly, it could be, because when I do the love readings, my intention is always for like current, like a week, this week and the coming week. So focus on your happy ending, your emotional fulfillment, and trusting that you can manifest that, right? Manifestation of sincerity. That's kind of a 10 of Cups for me. It's like if I can manifest like true sincerity with companions, that's consistent. But anyway, so happy ending. Oh, wow. Look to the future. Wow. So perhaps as I was saying that, this happy ending type feeling may not necessarily be something that is manifesting this week per se, but you are manifesting it along the way. Everything you do today gets you here too. So the Divine Feminine is looking to the future, and she knows what she has to do perhaps in some respects to get what she truly wants. So this is a nod to like your happy ending is still in your future. So don't give up now. Don't give up now. I always want to repeat. I feel like when I watch Tyler's tarot, he does that too. It's like a tarot person thing. It's like we do it to take a breath for a minute. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. But truly, don't give up now, because it's the baby steps. It's step by step. I've shared that in a story. the other day, a meme or whatever, that it's not, the happiness isn't the ultimate goal. It's it's in the moments along the way or something. It's the everydayness. And from this deck last night myself, I pulled sageness and everydayness together. So the sageness in the everydayness, the wisdom in the everyday, the wisdom in the minutia, the wisdom in the small. Finding the happiness in today, in the small moments. But this feminine is looking to her future. And I think if even parts of her give up on the happy ending, there's parts of her that don't. So it's like, they're like, all right, fine. She can think she's giving up on that for now, but we're about to manifest some potential out of nothing, you know? Look to the future. Continue to look to the future. Be in the present and dream of the future. Hummingbirds, fresh air and flowers. Oh, that's nice. Spend time amid the natural beauty of the outdoors. That's beautiful. What I feel with that too a little bit, fresh air and flowers with this deck, or this particular card. See, like windows open, it's kind of like what I was saying, is that how I've been feeling connected to some of the birds outside, is that this is coming. Like, let me gather my thoughts. Springtime? I don't know, but something about the what you're hearing, the birds you're hearing, it's like the beginning of a new cycle. Something this January, something that's happening, you're starting to hear or feel the sounds of the future, if that makes sense, because spring is technically in the future too. And but also, of course, with that, just spend time outside. Be outside, fresh air, flowers, maybe buy yourself flowers. But the natural beauty of the outdoors, the fresh air and flowers. And the reason I feel like beyond just the message of that card is because there's messages out there. If you just sort of clear yourself, get fresh air, surround yourself with beauty, go on a walk, or get yourself flowers, or open your window if it's nice enough and listen to the birds. It's going to snow here again, of course, but still, in the moments that you can in winter, you're going to start to see, I think, signs, or you'll catch downloads, even intuitions, like your claircognizance when you're out in the air and amidst this energy. You're going to catch glimpses or signs of the future, the spring, the future, maybe just the spring of your life, a new beginning that's coming in your life or something. So that's pretty beautiful, though. I feel like the universe or spirit guides or divine feminine's higher self is trying to nudge her to look toward the future and to not be too bogged down into today or what's going on today. Of course, we always want to be present. It's not escaping today or avoiding today, but for her to realize that finding good feelings, manifesting good feelings today, being reminded that there is a plan for you, a divine plan, and most likely, despite perhaps maybe having heavy karma, you would plan happiness in this life, emotional fulfillment. And so that is coming for you. That is still in your future. So we'll keep moving here for the masculine. But I feel like with that the feminine, I keep getting this too, that the feminine is like being nudged to be positive, to like really have faith and to stay optimistic, because maybe the feminine's feeling a little bit down or something, and it's like, no, like look to the future. There is stuff coming. And also the fresh air, it's like the messages on the air element, it carries messages, it brings messages. And so there's a lightness that's trying to get through to you, to sort of lighten you up now, to help you understand that your wish fulfillment, because the wish is here with the star for the masculine, it is happening. This makes me feel like the masculine has the feminine on his mind a bit here, in like a really positive way. Maybe seeing her in a new light. Maybe just seeing her in a different light. But also for him healing, like maybe his own light is turning on. I think masculines this year are going to realize ways in which they also are meant to be leaders, teachers, examples. When they shine their light, they really see that people are drawn to them too. And not for the wrong reasons. Maybe not for the reasons that they once were drawn to them, but for different reasons. And they like it. They like that. They like people being drawn to them for that. They have the power to heal as well. Now, masculines have the power to heal themselves as well as heal others. So, but I feel like there's also with this card an element of him feeling that energy like through the feminine too. Like it helps him tap into it. it helps him tap into his own divine feminine nature in that sense, and that's where a lot of that stuff is for him, potentially. The creativity, the inner knowing, his high priestess nature, his intuition, and his ability to share that with other people. It's activated through the divine feminine in a lot of ways, but he's maybe perhaps learning how to just be there on his own too. I think there's a joint wish here. I think that these two energies really actually want the same thing. There's a joint energy. I feel a connection here. Oh, see, a queen bee. I told you. I'll be like, I told you this was about the feminine a little bit. I told you. He loves your horns. No, I'm just kidding. This bitch is fierce. A queen bee. I mean, yeah. He wants a queen bee? I don't know. A queen bee, though. It's pretty cool, though, how it's a queen bee, too. B-E. So the more the feminine energy here can just be in her energy, be in the present, be who she is. And maybe what this is saying is that she is doing that. She's just being herself more in a more free-flowing type of way. That she attracts him or helps him too. The more she can just be honest, be who she is, be who she truly is, she's really a fucking queen. You know, and he sees that. And may I say too that like we all walk around, we're all a bunch of idiots and assholes. Let's be honest, we suck. I'm just kidding. We're beautiful. I mean, humanity is beautiful too, but my point is that when we talk about kings and queens, if you will, only your king really sees you as a queen. You know what I mean? And only your queen really sees you as a king, if that makes sense. Other people might see that too in a way, but in life, like, most people you don't view as kings or queens, but there's just something about, like, she's a queen to him, you know? And maybe she's a queen in general, too, don't get me wrong. But the vision of the queen, it's like the vision of the queen that she is in him or something, too. How, like, I was saying, she activates him, like, through this healing and his potential in that way. He activates her in terms of her strength, her power, her beauty. Because he carries a vision of her that allows her to have access to it then, too. And perhaps she carries a vision of him. That allows him to have access to that as well. So the feminine is on the masculine's mind. I feel like he's at peace. Like I was just saying, I feel like there's just a joint energy. These two are very much in each other's energy, very much on each other's mind. Oh, fly with faith. Trust your sturdy wings and know that the universe is working its magic on your behalf. So maybe he's had some doubt. There may be some doubts about this. And this is saying fly with faith. Keep moving with faith in this. Because, I don't know, the star can be a card of faith too. He's just learning to have faith. Trust your sturdy wings and know that the universe is working its magic on your behalf. This also makes me feel this reading, and I think I heard this in another reading, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to steal. But I'm just reminded that elemental forces or spiritual forces are helping this energy. Could be lost loved ones, but it feels more just like maybe spirit, both potential lost loved ones and spirit guides, and just the higher selves, the universe, however you want to think of it. There's all kinds of elements of it, but this situation is being helped from the outside in a spiritual way. It's being helped. So the universe is working its magic on your behalf. So trust that. And I feel like the masculine is trusting that. He's learning how to fly with faith. They are both learning how to fly with faith. Because there's actually nothing to worry about. There's actually nothing to worry about is what I feel. Which is part of the whole twin flame divine union thing. Is like I was saying, fears are mirrors. Is you really mirror each other's fears. You really mirror, each other's fears back to each other. until each one works through those fears. And then what you will eventually, hopefully, begin to reflect back to each other someday is love rather than fear, you know. But the universe is working to help that. Why? Because the universe wants that. The universe wants love. The universe wants a union. The universe wants for people to overcome themselves, overcome their fears, and come back in alignment with their heart space, with their truth. And then they will really be able to fly with faith once we're in that place. But this is all a healing process that we are working through. So let's finish up here and look at the joint energy of these two. Oh my God. I'm gonna take a sip. Okay. All right. We have to take another sip. That's a lotus. We got a human heart. We got the Fibonacci. We got a lion with wings. We got the Two of Cups. We got these two crows kissing and the two cups. Like, that is just so cool. I mean, this is so mystical. This Two of Cups, I know I can be like kind of dramatic, but like this might be one of my favorite Two of Cups now that I'm looking at it. Like, what a crazy mystical Two of Cups. It's what I've been saying. There's a joint energy here. There's love being shared. I feel like energetically, if not physically, for sure. These two are in each other's energy. I feel like there's a mutual desire, a mutual understanding of connection. And if not, maybe coming up, you know, maybe in the future, but it's pretty clear here. It just is also when I channel the things I say before the cards I pull, it's obviously validation that is true. Like I said, there's just like this joint, this whole thing feels like a joint energy for some reason. Ever since I cut here, started to feel this joint love, this joint energy. And the Two of Cups is out. Trust in science. Interesting. I love it. I'm really feeling that. I was distracted by Tyler's tarot drop down. Tyler's tarot has a live that says, y'all, this is crazy. Trust in science. It was 2222. 2222. Yeah, when I just said that. 2222 on the video. Trust in science. So I feel like these two have surrendered to the I feel a lot of stuff with that. I always say that. I know it's true, but I could go down like 10 pathways with messages about that, but no one wants to listen to me for 2 hours about one card. These two, I've been saying this year for me is a lot about study, reflection, slow and steady. These two I feel like are moving out of a phase of intense energy, like passion, stuff like that. And that's all still there too, perhaps. But this is about, it's like certain things stand the test of time, but it's also like you can't make it up. Like with the reading today, it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like basic. It's like science. Like when you first approach this stuff, it seems like magic and mystery, and all of that is true. But it's like there's something rational and logical that's coming online about this. It's like, you know, last night in my reading, I said, I feel like I'm stating these things objectively. I've gotten in trouble in the past for stating things coming from a subjective place, but after years of studying and practice and the methodology, you become more objective in what you're doing. And like, so for me and my readings in 2023, I think I will truly be more of like a Nancy Drew, where you just like, you're more, I'm losing myself a little bit here, but you are more rational. There's no question. There's just like, there's no question anymore. You know, like, it's just like, it's 1 + 1 = 2. And that's it. So trust in science. These two are like trusting in what they've experienced in a real world way that will allow them to operate from a place of confidence moving forward, not just with each other, but with their paths, you know, of understanding, of spirituality, of their interpersonal relationships, of dynamics, whether at work, with family, what have you. They are getting the upper hand and gaining the higher ground when you really start to integrate that logical aspect, that scientific aspect of it, critical thinking, the art of critical thinking. Oh, I love that. This is the art of critical thinking. And I think both are going to be thinking critically this year about this connection, perhaps in a way they haven't before, because there's evidence. The evidence allows it. The evidence allows the critical thinking, and this isn't a flimsy thing that's like fly by. It's real. It's real, and it's measured. This can be measured. Spirituality in the coming time is going to be measured. It's physics. It will be, not everything will be proven and defined. I feel like because the universe is so vast and it's just, but much of it, many things I think in the next 10 to 20 years will start to be, that might be a leap. It might be longer than I want it to be. 50, it might be 20 to 50, but spiritual concepts are going to be proven through physics. And perhaps the twin flames connections are a part of that in some way, proving it. I love this, iridescence, just because the word iridescence is just so pretty, I realized, and like I just feel that word and feeling iridescent and let your true colors sparkle, glimmer, and glow for all to see. And that is just so beautiful, and I feel like both these parties are doing that, whether together or just in their individual lives, but they also, something about each other makes them want to sparkle, glimmer, and glow for all to see. It's the activations, it's the ways in which they activate each other. And that's also, it's funny because I pulled this card last night, and it kind of occurred to me when I first pulled the 10 of Cups today, because of it reminded me, one thing I've never really channeled with the 10 of Cups is all the color, because it's the rainbow. It's just always such a beautiful card of color and love and life and iridescence. The 10 of Cups can be iridescent. And I think that being iridescent too is also something that happens when you're really happy. When you're really fulfilled, and when you're around people who mirror back that to you, you know? So I feel like both these parties, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but both are learning to do this. Let their true color sparkle, glimmer, and glow for all to see. There's an iridescence. See how iridescence is immeasurable? Iridescence is this beautiful, like, je ne sais quoi type vibe, right? This light, this glow, this beauty, this color, like something having like a halo glow, like a rainbow is iridescent. It's like, I feel like with the iridescence too, I see it like with her, like light frequency, like that, like rainbow color that hovers over things, or like people's auras are iridescent. These two like brighten and sparkle each other's auras. They activate each other's auras in a way like the rainbow. It's a feeling of love, but it's also, what I think it is a feeling of knowing. Like, so like activating something is bringing conscious awareness to it. So like I was saying, a king can only, so like maybe as a queen bee, no one's really seen you as a queen bee, but this particular person sees you as a queen bee, and now you become the queen bee you were always meant to be. Now that might sound kind of codependent, but it's really not like that. We have to break down, codependency is a shadow aspect of interpersonal relationship and connection, but interpersonal relationship and connection, especially romantic connection, is supposed to help you. It's supposed to activate you. Our wires are crossed. Now also, of course, this is your journey about you, but I'm doing my love reading today. So when we do the love reading, we're going to talk about love. And you are meant to help each other, not just in romantic relationships, but in all. We're all tied into each other in ways. Now we can choose to reject those ties, push those ties away at times, cut ties with certain things that are activating us in the wrong way. Maybe those are the codependent attachments. But this particular connection has the potential to be a really high vibrational connection that activates the light in each party. And both parties need to have the light activated in them in order to fulfill their divine purpose, their soul purpose. And a part of that purpose is this love connection, and also the heart, healing the heart space, and something scientific about it. Like really healing it almost in a, like I said, a methodological, is that a word? Methodological way. It's trusting in science. Time will tell the story. So I think that's all for today, you guys. I thought that was a really beautiful reading, and just this iridescence. I feel like this iridescence is surrounding this reading. The star, the queen bee, the 10 of cups, look to the future. There's a bright future ahead, an iridescent future ahead for somebody out there. So there is hope. Have faith. Fly with faith. Continue to fly with faith, because the universe is working on the behalf of this union, I feel like, and these cards are really interesting. I may share those later. So this was 30 minutes, not as long as usual. That's pretty good for me. I love you all. I hope it resonated. I hope I brought you some type of awareness or joy. Please like or comment if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much. Sending you all lots of love.